This is Scott Pierce at Listings to Leads. Welcome to the webinar today on Facebook advertising and seller lead generation. So in this webinar, we are going to actually place some Facebook ads for listings, for property valuation landing pages, and the whole thing. So I am currently at listingstoleads.com. And if you're not a client, you can sign up right here or log into your account and it'll look something like this. So before we get into Facebook, we are going to go to the profile, and I'm gonna click the little profile icon on the top right, go to the profile. There's a few things in the profile I wanna mention. One is getting leads to your CRM. Secondly is the global setting for your lead forms for your listings. And then we're going to go get a Facebook pixel and we're going to put that into our Listings to Leads profile as well, so that it shows up on all of your landing pages and all of your tools as well. So first thing is for your CRM, in the profile, notice there's a CRM tab. And there's 4 CRMs that have an API with Listings to Leads: Wise Agent, LionDesk, Boomtown, and Top Producer. So for all of these, just follow the prompts, whether it's a Wise Agent username. And for each one of these, you're going to see a little light bulb in the top right-hand corner that will take you to a little bit more information about how to do this and what's needed. You'll see LionDesk. If I click the question icon in the top right, it'll take me to a post specifically for LionDesk, and so on. All right, so that's for those 4 CRMs. For others like Realty Juggler, Follow Up Boss, and others, they'll give you an email address that you can put into your Listings to Leads profile and select Send Leads To, and that will send the leads to them. And again, I know Realty Juggler has this, Follow Up Boss, I believe Market Leader, and there's probably some others that I'm not aware of. And again, they'll give you a lead forwarding email address and you can put it in your Listings to Leads profile, select Send Leads To, and just save it at the bottom and you'll be good to go. All right, so get those leads to where they need to be at. The second thing I want to mention is your global settings for your lead forms for your listings. So under preferences, you'll see listing lead capture forms. And I've got mine to display after 10 seconds automatically, so that they'll pop up after 10 seconds. I'm using forced registration. I'm using the Facebook registration lead form. And I've got phone field displayed. And I got phone field required. All right. So there's a couple of things. One is, if you want to get phone number 100% of the time, you will have to disable use Facebook registration. All right. So if I uncheck enable Facebook registration, then the standard lead form will come up with name, email, and phone number all in one lead form. And because I've got it forced, they can't get past that without putting all that information in there. All right. Now, you'll generate fewer leads, but you'll get name, email, and phone number all the time. If you want to generate more leads, then keep enable Facebook registration checked. And the lead form will be divided into 2 parts, which we'll look at when we get to that part of the webinar. And I'll get name and email in the first part, and then I'll get phone number where given in the second part. All right. And you can always edit this at the listing level. All right. So, but the global preferences for this is in the profile under preferences. All right. The last thing I'm going to mention, conversion codes. For some reason I turned mine off. So for conversion codes, that's like your Facebook pixel, Google, you can put a chat code in there. And to get that, over in Facebook, and even if you don't know what this is, I'm going to suggest that you start doing this, because we're going to get into more training on retargeting and different things like that in the next month or so. So to get your Facebook pixel, from anywhere within Facebook. Go to your ads manager. So I'm going to go hit the down arrow and go to create ads. This is an easy way to do it. There's a number of ways to do this, but this is one way. And in the search box, just type in Pixel. You see a lot of help, so if you want some more help, you can take a look at some of this stuff here, but for our purposes, we're just going to go under Tools to Pixel. And I go to Facebook Pixels, Facebook Pixels. Oh, geez Louise. All right, let me go to I'm going to go to Listings to Leads, do my ads account. Facebook Pixel. I'm going to create. And this changes a lot. Every time you log into your Facebook account, it seems like this can change up on you. Let this come up. There we go. So install your Pixel code. Manually install code yourself. And then you want one down. Pixel, let's say Facebook Pixel 2. Leave it on for all pages unless you got more advanced things that you're trying to do. Leave it for all pages. Hit save, and you're good to go. So I'm going to delete the old one. And there we go. So now I got my Facebook Pixel in there. Even if you don't know what you are doing, just do this, because down the road, what's going to happen is Facebook is going to use that pixel, and it takes a little while for that pixel to really start pulling in data anyways. So even if you wanted to start using it right this second, you really wouldn't be able to, just because of the fact that there's no data gathered from that pixel from Facebook ads and Facebook posts and all that kind of stuff anyway. So, but get it in there now, because as your Facebook, as your landing pages, your single property websites, your virtual tours, and so on, as those things are out on Facebook, even though you may not be using that pixel per se, Facebook is still collecting data for you, so that down the road, when you want to start getting into retargeting and different things like that, that the Facebook pixel will have gathered that data for you previously, and you'll be able to use it. All right. So get that pixel in there now, and you'll start getting the benefits from it, just in general, but also via our training that you'll see down the road. All right. Is this a global setting for the pixel code? Yes, it is. Yeah, and again, you can edit this at the listing level or at the landing page level, but to be able to get this into everything right now, this is how you do it. All right, Pete, does that answer your question? All right, awesome. So we just went over CRM. We went over the lead form preferences for your listings. And then we went over getting that Facebook pixel into your listings to leads account. All right. So with that said, let's click on the listings tab, and we will see here, I've got listings in my account. Now, way to notice I got one for listing presentation coming up. I've got a coming soon listing, just listed. I got an active listing where I've got an open house. That's a little green symbol right there. I got an active listing here, a pending listing, and a just sold listing. All right. So all of these listings, what we're going to go through next, you can do with any status. All right. So I don't want to sit here and go through every single status of listings, just because that would take longer than we want to spend on this webinar. So I'm going to pick my listing where I've got an open house. And again, regardless of the status, you would follow the same steps. All right. So I'm going to click on the task list for my listing here that I want to post to Facebook. And I'll bring up the task list. And the very first thing you're going to see, social media posts and ads, your social media. So, and if you haven't seen it already, make sure you're taking advantage of the walkthroughs. And you'll see here to access the tool, click here to access the tool for each task. Right, the Help Center and all that kind of good stuff. In the Help Center, let me expand the task. So here's the landing page that I'm going to put on Facebook. Now, I can either click the light bulb to get more information on this. So you'll see a light bulb with a text write-up on what to do. And you'll also see a green Learn More button at the top of the task list. If I click that green Learn More button, a nice thing about this support post here is that we've broken out the video playlist. And so instead of trying to watch the whole webinar and follow along, you got access to the text support post for this, but there's also a video post. And you'll see here, social media post, your social media. And number 3, Facebook ads. All right. So if I come down here, if I want to see how to do a social media post. So to post your open house, and then to see about doing a Facebook ad. So to post an open house Facebook ad from your task manager, click the down arrow for social media post. So everything I'm going to show you in this webinar, you can access our training, because I know you get off the webinar and you don't really want to watch a whole hour recording of a webinar. So whether you access the support for this via the light bulb or the green Learn More button, after this webinar is over with, now you know where to go to see exactly what I'm showing you right now. All right. So the drop down, you're going to see some people want to use the single property website to post up to Facebook, and some people want to use the landing page. All right. Now I can click on these different icons here, and these will provide me the ability to post it to Facebook. All right. So you'll see I can, from here, share my timeline, share on a page I manage. So for example, I may click share on a page I manage, and then select my business page, a community page, and this would just give me the ability to post this to Facebook as a post. All right. So we always follow the 3-step process of the ad. What is it? All right, it's an open house in Granite Bay. All right, make sure, and it's usually status and city, right? So pending in Folsom, for sale in Roseville, coming soon, right, in Flint, right? Different things like that would be the first line. The second line, and this is really important, tell them what to do and what do they get when they do it. All right, so what do I want them to do? I want them to click or text, because that's how I'm going to get their information. And what they're going to get is instant access to all the photos, details, and more. All right. And then thirdly, I put in just a little bit about the listing. I don't copy and paste in the whole entire property description. I just want to make sure that I give them enough information about the home that they want to click. All right. So once I've got all these 3 things, then I'm going to add in a couple of emojis. And emojis can be a little bit of trial or error. I like to always I don't like to put in a ton of emojis. So I'll put in just one emoji at the end of each sentence. And so typically for listing, you got the heart, you got the house, you got the people. And for emojis, I just do on my Chrome browser on Mac, just under Edit, Emoji and Symbols. And the last thing I'm going to do is a couple of hashtags. All right. So this is a post. So whether I post it to my page, my business page, my community page, the only people that are going to see these postings are people that I'm already connected to, right? And sometimes the people that are connected to me via friends. So on the one hand, a lot of people may be able to see it. Maybe I'm connected to a lot of people, but probably those people are already seeing my posts. And it's not getting me the broad coverage I really want that a Facebook ad is going to give me, which we'll do here in a few minutes. All right. So getting it posted is fine, but it's not going to put it in the news feed. It's not going to get it in the marketplace. It's not going to get it into a lot of places where a lot of people are at that I am not connected to yet. So this right here, what I'm doing is a post, and it's good. All right. But it's, again, it's only going to be seen by people that either I'm already connected to or that are connected to me via a friend. All right. So again, we got the post. I'm just going to select it all and copy it, right? Because I'll click post to Facebook. And the reason why I copied that is you have all these other options here, and I can just kind of go along and click them. Let it come up. If I wanted to, I can just paste that in there like that, hit post, and get this posted up to these social media websites in just a few minutes. All right. And that way I've got an awesome call to action. I got a great image here that also provides a great call to action, right? Images are totally, totally important. If you are not doing professional photography yet, if your photos aren't great, that's going to affect your lead generation, right? So the better the photo, the better the lead generation is going to be at all price points, right? Lower price points, higher price points, right? Someone was in the mastermind group a couple of weeks ago, and he literally had a dark photo of what looked to be a kitchen, but nobody could be for sure certain about that. And it was just an awful photo, and was wondering why he wasn't getting any leads. And everybody just kind of chimed in with, not only did the text of the ad not make any sense, a lot of grammatical errors, punctuation errors, spelling errors, but the photo was also really bad. So take care of your photos, pay attention to your photos, and then follow this easy 3-step process like this. All right. Not rocket science. It's very easy to do. It'll help make sure that you maximize out your lead generation. All right, Yvonne, hold on a second, and I'll show everybody where to edit this image. All right. So any questions about posting it up to the different social media websites? So before I get into doing a Facebook ad, let me just answer a quick question. You'll see here, social media posts and ads, social media share image. So Yvonne and everybody else, this is where I can edit that image. To edit the image, just type in there and start editing it. I can edit the background of the banner. And also a key important thing is I can edit how opaque it is. So pay attention to that. Position of the banner. You can upload another image. And here's a little pro tip for everybody. Let me show you something. Let me change the banner to blue. Make that a little bit less opaque. Now, if I were to post this on Facebook and you saw this image, right, as the Facebook image, and then here's another one with this image, would you think these are the same houses, right? This image here, and then this image here, would you think that that was the same house? And the answer is no, you wouldn't. And so the thing I want to impress on you is if you have a listing, you're probably going to be running ads for it every single week, right? Or you should be. Change the image and change the color of the banner so that people don't think it's the same listing that you're rehashing. Does that make sense, everybody? So by quickly changing that image and the color of the banner, you're going to make people think that it's a completely new listing. Even though everything else might be, even though the text in the banner may be the same, right? The text in this banner is the exact same as the text in this banner. Yet because I use a different image and I change the color of that banner, it makes it seem like it's a completely different listing altogether. And the benefit of that is that's going to make sure that my advertising doesn't go stale, because images are so critical that if I keep running the same image over and over and over again, when I say same image, I mean the background image, the banner color, right? The elements that make up the image, right? The image itself and obviously the banner color. If I change those two things, it's going to change the entire complexion of that Facebook ad. All right. Some people may be more drawn to the kitchen. Some people may be more drawn to the front of the house. Maybe the third week I come in there and I do an image of the backyard. Right? And so every time I change that image and color of the banner, it looks like an entirely new listing. Would everybody agree to that? Right, Pete, would you agree? Will, Mark, Yvonne, everybody, you kind of get what I'm talking about there? Making sure that we don't let our image drive down our lead generation. Because again, just like everything else, if I keep seeing the same thing over and over and over again, it starts kind of just white, it becomes white noise, right? If I keep seeing your ad over and over and over again with the same image week after week after week, I just lose interest in it, right? I may have thought about clicking on it, but I didn't for whatever reason, all right? And then the next week I see it, and now it's the kitchen, and maybe that's what really draws me to that listing is the kitchen, right? Or the living room, right? I don't know how many master baths are gonna draw people. And then I get to the master bath, and as the agent, I go, well, that's no good. I'm kind of blocking the best part of the bathroom there. Well, flip that banner to the top, and there we go. Right? And that way we want to make sure that we keep everything fresh. And that's really key. I don't hear a lot of people talking about that, but I really want to impress on you, right? This is where the image is at. And to just, if I'm going to rerun, if I'm going to do a new ad the next week, go in there and just quickly change the image and the banner color. All right. All right. So let's do a Facebook ad now. So again, I'm going to expand this. I can either copy the link or I like to just open it right up. So let's walk through how this works. All right, I'm using Facebook registration. So if I click on continue with Facebook, the pop-up will come up. If you haven't already approved it, you'll have to click on continue because that pop-up just said the best listing will use your Facebook information. People will click continue. Now, if I abandon this page altogether, then you will never get the phone number. All right. So just because I got the phone field here doesn't mean people are actually going to give it to you, but they don't get the information if they don't. So I'll put in my phone number, click get the information now. It'll take me to a success page, and then they get to the single property website. All right. So the listing landing page, people fill it out and they go to the single property website. And you'll see I've got a chat bot in here, this is from Drift that I'm using. Close this down. Let's bring up that landing page again. And let's go ahead and put this on Facebook as an ad. We'll bring up a new tab. Let's go to Facebook. All right. So from anywhere within Facebook to do an ad, hit the down arrow, go to create ad, let this cycle up. Now, today I'm going to do traffic. In the next webinar, and I may do a video on this soon, is using messages. All right. Either one is awesome. All right. In this case, I'm going to use traffic. Give myself a campaign name. All right. We'll leave it as a website for now. You got your audiences. So if you got a saved audience from before, I can just select it. But in this case, I'll go to create new, so we can create a new audience. For a location, so this is a buyer ad, all right? So for a buyer ad, I'm gonna leave it as everyone in this location, because people traveling, visiting my area, maybe visiting to buy a house, people recently in the area. So all these people, right, would be good for my buyer's ad. So I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna type in Granite Bay under location. And see where it says plus 25 miles? My potential reach is 1 million people, right? That's not good. So I'm gonna take that, click on the 25, go to 10. And I'm still at 500,000. That's still a lot. We're gonna whittle that down even more, all right? But to start with, we got Granite Bay plus 10 miles. Under age, I'm gonna take that. I think in most places, I would go to 28. And for here, every area is gonna be different. Is the listing, is it more of a first-time home buyer, i.e. younger demographic? Is it a more expensive home with an older demographic? All right, so adjust the age based on your location and the listing itself, right? So you see we went from 1 million to 500,000 to 280,000, right? So we got that down quite a bit. I'd like it to be actually a little bit lower, but that'll be fine for now. Now, you can do more detailed targeting. I typically don't like to get into too much for buyers, especially. You can. I mean, people, realtor that are interested in realtor.com, right? They're looking at Zillow. So there's a lot of things that you can do. What I'm more interested in is excluding people. And I want to make sure I exclude real estate people. Either you type in real estate, and you'll see, look at job title. All right, so job title, real estate broker. And we can repeat this and make sure we don't see any more. You need an employer. If their employer is a real estate broker, that'd be another one to grab. Realtor. I'm not really interested in interests. A lot of people may have an interest in this kind of thing, so I don't want to exclude that. I'm gonna go back to real estate, look one more time. All right. So I'm going to exclude those two. You could, if you want to get down into broker names and exclude people that work at a particular brokerage, you can do that. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can do here, but these are the big ones. I want to make sure that if they've got, and this is not going to keep out every single realtor, because a lot of realtors don't put the fact that they're a realtor in their Facebook profile, right? So that's not 100%, but you know, anything is better than nothing. So where I can, I do want to exclude real estate people from seeing my ad, right? I can save this audience. So as we saw above, I was able to select and save the audience. Remember up here, use saved audience. So if this is, you know, if I did a lot of work and I got this exactly the way I want it, go ahead and save that audience if you think you're going to run another ad to this area again, right? That'll save some time in the future. I'm going to keep it automatic placements. If you want to get into edit, you can. One of the recent changes is the marketplace has now been added, right? But if you want to uncheck instant articles, right column, I could uncheck some of this other stuff. Audience network might be one we want to uncheck. You'll see it Messenger, Marketplace, the Facebook newsfeed, right? And some people, and I'm kind of with them on this place, is Facebook algorithms know they want you to get as many clicks as possible from the best people possible. So they are going to try and show your ad to the people most likely to convert, because the more people that convert, the more you're going to spend with Facebook. So I typically just leave it automatic placements. But if you want to get into edit placements and uncheck a few of these as I showed you, that would not hurt at all, right? So do either one. Continue to scroll down, leave it on mobile devices. These are all, everything we're doing is mobile responsive, so it'll work awesome on mobile and desktop. Next part, budget and schedule. Always change daily to lifetime. Check your start and end date. So if I start on April 30th, I don't like to run things for more than a week, right? So from the 30th to the 7th, it'll take Facebook 1 or 2 days to get that ad performing at its maximum, right? As Facebook is showing the ad to different people and people are taking different behaviors with your ad. And as Facebook collects that data, they're going to fine tune who they're showing that ad to, right? So it can take a day or two for your ad to really get into the right audience. So running an ad for 1 or 2 days is pretty pointless, right? You're kind of just wasting your money at that point. And I think running an ad for longer than a week, it can be good, all right? And there might be a place for that sometimes. But I find what happens too often is people forget the fact that they even ran an ad. The ad wasn't performing, and now they've got 2, 3, 4 weeks worth of budgeting out the window, right? Because they weren't paying attention to their ad, all right? So I like to run the ad for just a week. And under lifetime budget, I'll say $35. So $5 a day for a buyer's ad. So we did lifetime, set start end date, and $35. I'm gonna leave everything else at default, hit continue. All right. I'm going to use one of my unbranded community pages. I'm gonna use Granite Bay Homes. All right. And actually, all right, I don't know why my Instagram didn't come up. Oh, because I'm using Granite Bay Homes. That's fine. Now, if you got your Instagram page connected to your page here, let's see if this one comes up. If I were to use, yeah, I don't have it. I don't have that connected to my business page. But if you do, then your ad will display on Instagram as well. All right. So my unbranded community page is what I'm going to be using. And we highly recommend an unbranded community page, just because if you're using a branded community page and people see your ad, right, and we'll take a look at that in a minute, but we don't want to come between the information and the consumer, all right? And I'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. So I'm going to use my unbranded community page, Granite Bay Homes. Here you got some options: carousel, single image, single video, and a few others. I have heard people say every one of these works the best and every one of these doesn't work for them. Right? I always recommend just starting off with a single image, and then if you want to later get into doing multiple images or video, you can do that. But start with your base, which would be a single image. All right, a lot of people say single image still. It's funny because you always hear a lot of people talking about, well, video, video, video. And I think if you're a consumer company, right, like Apple or something like that, video may be hands down the best, right? If you are doing professional videos, right, I could upload my video and still use my listings to leads landing page. So you can use any one of these with listings to leads. All right, so I'm gonna stick with single image for the moment. I'm not gonna worry about this right here because I'm gonna paste in the landing page URL. And notice how that image part's recycling and updating. And there we go. So there's my ad image. All right. So right above where we drop in the link. In fact, if you wanted to, you could go to your Facebook post or your Google Plus post when you did the your Facebook post. You could just copy that in there. All right. Or you could type it in either way. But you say open house in Granite Bay. Click or text for instant access to all photos, details, and more. And then I got the first part of my, not the first part, but I got a very abbreviated part of my property description. All right. Even here, even with this text, it's going to be the image that people see. All right. People are going to see this. The first thing they're going to see, they'll see the open house in Granite Bay, and then they're going to see the image. And they're going to see open house in Granite Bay, click or text. And that's why this image is so important. All right. That's why this image is so critical, because the image is what draws people to the ad. And it's really what's going to make people click. All right. So that's why I talked earlier about make sure you got great photos. All right. It starts with a photo, right? And then our overlaying this banner on top of the photo just kicks it into hyperdrive. All right. So we got a great image of the listing. We got a great banner. The entire thing makes our Facebook image, right? So the image and the banner make the Facebook share image, and that looks awesome. All right. My headline says open house in Granite Bay. Looks good. I got my learn more button. All right, my Facebook pixel is good to go. And all I gotta do is hit confirm. All right. And that ad will start running. People that live in Granite Bay or a 10-mile radius that are not real estate people between the ages of 28 and I think we said 50 are going to see the ad. It'll probably be my ad account. It'll probably be a few minutes before it gets approved. If you are new to Facebook, what have you, it could take a few hours. All right, but once that thing starts going live, you'll get a notification. People click on the ad. They're taken to the landing page, and you saw how the landing page works already. All right, so all good to go. And let's get back into listings to leads. And we will see if I go back to my main listing dashboard, whether it was a coming soon listing. I'll click on tasks, and I'll click on the down arrow for social media posts and ads, your social media. And you'll see this is my landing page for my coming soon listing I can post or do an ad for. And then my pending listing, my just sold listing. Again, I'll click on the task list for my just sold listing. Hit the down arrow for social media posts and ads, your social media. And here's the landing page for my just sold listing. All right. So regardless of the status of your listing, it's all going to work the same way. All right. Any questions on that before we get into property valuation landing page for seller leads? I miss how you're able to target that specific community or town or community behind the gates. Yvonne, watch on the next one we get to the property valuation. All right, somebody give me a location that you want to generate seller leads for. All right, somebody tell me an area for which you want to generate seller leads. And let's start with the area. All right, Omaha. Omaha, interesting. All right, let's go to landing pages. Now, I don't know Omaha at all. Does Omaha have neighborhoods, districts, or is just Omaha, Omaha? All right, awesome, I like that. So first thing I want to mention in the landing page dashboard, notice the walkthrough. All right, take advantage of these walkthroughs. We're going to go to add new landing page, property valuation plus. Click add landing page. I'm going to type in, PAPIL. All right, you want to put in a note, I might put week 1. Now I do week 1 market update because every week because you get unlimited landing pages with listings to leads, you want to create at least 2, if not 4 different property valuation landing pages for each area so that you've got a unique landing page with a unique image, right? Similar to the listings, right? I don't even, if I got a listing, I want to make sure I change out that image every week so that I'm not boring people to death, all right? When I say change out every week, I don't mean to say, well, if I've got, if my listing stays on the market for 16 weeks, I got to have 16 images. As long as you're rotating, I'm going to say 2 at the bare bones minimum, 3 to 4, right, for your listing. And again, 3 to 4 for your property valuation landing pages. So you can rotate the images, rotate the call to actions, all right? So that they're not always the exact same thing. All right, I'm gonna click on save. So I guess, Cindy, this is a neighborhood within Omaha. All right. So I'm gonna come in here. A couple things I'm gonna do. One is I'm gonna change my image. I'm gonna click upload image. And I'm gonna go to my computer where I've got some different images. And I'm gonna use one. I'm gonna use a Google Earth image. All right, it could be Google Maps, it could be Google Earth. All right, I'm gonna click open and let that upload. Now you can also do full screen video. So if you got a video of the area that you think would be appropriate, you can upload a video. So file uploaded successfully. Let's preview it. All right, I'm gonna click save and save that. The only other thing I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna, under lead form text, I'm just gonna edit this. Oh, just refreshed. So under lead form text, I'm gonna edit that text so that it makes sense. There we go. So now it says, what is your Papillon home worth now? Recent home sales affected your home value. So I can change any of that text right here. Again, I'm going to save. And the only other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the drop down here, page 1, page 2. You see page 1, page 2. I'm going to go to page 2. And under form fields, I'm going to select show pricing form before page 2 form. Pause this video if you're watching the recording after I show you this. If you check it, look at that. If you check it, notice this pricing form. We have buyers for homes in city. So leave city alone. I went to my CRM or my IDX and I just looked up how many buyers do I have for this area, all right? So look in your website IDX for listing alerts, look at your CRM, how many people, right, do you have categorized as buyers for this area? Now, if you don't have any, then leave this alone, right? If you're not sure, don't put a number in there, but I know I've got 45. So I put in 45 right there and I hit save. And let's take a look at this. Before we get into the advanced options, let's view this landing page so you can see how it works, all right? And then I'll show you a couple of other basic edits. We're gonna put it up on Facebook and we're gonna be done before 12 o'clock. So 732 Duncan. So that's the address. Click get value estimate. Notice how it says we have 45 buyers for homes in San Francisco. That is an awesome way to let the homeowner know that, hey, we got buyers for homes in this area. All right, that is so awesome. What do you think you want for your home? Now I gotta get my email address. What are you interested in? Click view my report. So if you don't have anybody looking for homes in that area, then don't do anything, right? Don't even use that pricing form field. Let that come up. So if you don't have anybody looking for homes in that area, then leave this alone, all right? Don't do anything with that. Like, don't even activate it, like you're brand new to the area. If you have buyers, but you're not sure of how many, then don't put a phone number, don't put a number in there. But if you know, like, well, I know I got at least 30, right? Put that number in there because it really helps to generate more leads and more full leads, all right? Anybody have any questions on that? Oh, they just do that for. All right, I'm gonna leave that there. So I'm gonna toggle back to page 1. I'm gonna go to advanced options. There's a couple things in here I wanna show you. By default, we will display the value estimates on the final page, but I can uncheck it. By default, we will also send the value estimates via email, but again, I can uncheck that. By default, if you got your client reviews coming in from Zillow automatically into listings to leads and displaying on all of your listing marketing and different things like that, we will automatically just show that on this landing page at the end of it. So I can uncheck or check that. I got my custom code, custom autoresponder, home value header. And also note, for the landing pages, you see that light bulb way down there in the lower left? So if any one of these advanced options, if I click that, it'll walk me through how to use home value headers, all right? And also walk me through real quickly before we go over to Facebook. This is the standard version of the landing page. Notice there's a custom version. And the big difference between custom and standard, or you see this layout just completely changed, is the ability in the custom version to add video, the countdown clock. There's a countdown clock right there. Right, you can add a video. All right, and that information will display on the left-hand side here. All right. For most people, I'm going to highly recommend stay with the standard version, especially to start with. And as you get more experience and as you get a sense of, well, this is kind of like this is my average lead generation with this, all right? Then you can kind of wander off into other ideas, like going after custom, maybe using video, whatever. But start with standard, right? Start simple, and then as you get more experience and get a sense of what's going on and how you're doing things, then you can play around with some of those more custom and advanced options. But you really don't need it to get started, all right? So once we're good here, in fact, one more thing I'm going to show. Under form fields, if I wanted to activate, for example, to use Facebook registration lead form, I can do that. I can totally do that. Just check that. Click on preview. And now when people click that button, it will grab their name and email from Facebook if they give you permission to do it. All right. We have found for the most part, using Facebook registration for listings is best, but using a standard lead form for sellers is best. All right. So it's weird, right? You might think, well, shouldn't one work all the time versus another? And not at all, right? Buyers and sellers have different motivations, right? Different things in their head. And for whatever reason, I don't know why, but we have seen over the last, months, year, what have you, that typically for sellers, not using Facebook registration for sellers works best. But you can try however you want to. Every area is a little bit different. Every market can be a little bit different. But I just wanted to show you where that was in case you wanted to try it out. All right. All right. So we've saved everything. We're good to go. Facebook share image. All right. I'm actually going to change that to a green color. Green's kind of blending in a little bit more. Maybe I will keep it with red. Maybe more bright, maybe a little bit brighter red. So you see how playing around with how opaque it is, the color, right? All of that matters. Click save. A second to save. And what we can do, there we go. All right, I'm gonna close it out. And let's bring up that landing page. And let's go put this on Facebook as an ad. All right, so I'm gonna copy that URL. Go to Facebook. I'll bring up a new tab. Go to Facebook. Similar to before, hit the down arrow, go to create ad. And we should be done by 12 o'clock. Doing the ads the easy part for the most part. So again, we could do traffic, messages. Again, I'm gonna stay with traffic for this webinar. And I'll do PAPILLION. I'm gonna say home values week 1. Right. Just something to help me know what it was, right? It's for this area. We're going after seller leads. Right, every week I alternate my ads. I got week 1 ads, week 2 ads, week 3 ads, week 4 ads. And then this is just same as week 1. Week 1, every week 1 is a market report type landing page. And I'll explain what that means in a second. From here, again, under location, let's see if this even comes up. Oh, there we go. Now, for cities, I normally would do a zip code, all right? Worst case, make sure you do city only. See how that went from 40,000 to 40,000 people? Let's see what it was before. So it defaulted to 670,000 people, all right? But I'm not from the area. I don't know the zip codes, but typically I would just type in the zip codes, right? Always pay attention to that, all right? So if I'm in a small city, right, like a city of 40,000 people, then doing the whole city makes sense, all right? I don't want my potential reach to get too low, all right? Where I live, but if I was in San Francisco or New York or Orlando or Miami, then I would go down to the district level and make sure I use zip codes only. Because if I were to put in Miami there, I'll probably get like 5 million, and my ad would be a complete waste of time. All right. So watch your location. If it's a small little city like this, like where I live as well, then you can do current city only. But if you're in a little bit, if you're in a larger city, start looking at doing zip codes. All right. So from there, scroll down. Again, under age. It's like before, not many people are selling. Cindy, you can tell me if it's different, but I'll say 28. Right, and I may leave this just wide open, or I may go down to say 60. All right. But again, you'll know your area better. Detailed targeting, homeowner. Obviously, we're going for seller leads, so I don't need, there we go. And we want homeowners demographics. Exclude people. We're running out of time. I don't have, but I'll just exclude, same as last time, right? Real estate, realtor, looking for job titles. And I can repeat that a couple times as needed. I can save the audience. I will keep as automatic. We already walked through how to edit. If you'd like to do that, you can do that. Under budget and schedule, lifetime. Again, I'm going to run it for a week. So from April 30th today, last day of April, to May 7th. For seller leads, you typically need to spend a little bit more money, right? $10 a day. So that would be $70 for the week. We're going after link clicks. Hit continue. Again, I'm going to go to my unbranded community page, Granite Bay Homes. Again, I can do whatever I want, but I'm going to keep it with single image. And again, don't worry about the image right now. I know there's that little red thing. Oh no, what do I do for image? The image will come through after I paste in my property, my landing page link. All right, so let's let Facebook do its thing. All right. Now, if I see the image here is not the same as the image back in listings to leads. Oh, I left it at red. Oh, that's right. I changed it from green to red. I changed it from red to green to red. So I thought I changed it and saved it as green, but no, we left it as red because the green we said was too monotonous. So we want that red to pop. So, okay, that's perfect. And then text. So let's do this. Let's take a look at Cody Wagner. Awesome ad. Great results. And if I scroll down, here's what his ad looked like. All right. And this is something along the lines of what we've been teaching for a while now. All right. So let's go and create something look like that. And I'm going to say 45 homes sold in Granite Bay. And we're doing Papillion, so I apologize. I'm just gonna use Granite Bay, but obviously makes the location the same all the way through. Click below for your updated free instant All right, that's what I've got. And we can see what Cody had here, right? Something along those lines. He's got all as one paragraph. I like to break it out. I think it makes it a little bit easier to read. And it's funny, if I use too many exclamation marks, which I didn't really mean to anyways, APR, I'm missing, there we go. All right, what am I missing? The AP, April. All right, let's hope we got that spelled correctly. Again, with the emojis. And this time I'm gonna add a graph. And I might add a heart. I love the heart because it's just a little splash of color there. Some of these emojis kind of blend in a little bit too much, but I like the heart because it's just, hey, it's a, like, who doesn't love a nice little heart? But I also love a color like that, all right? So that's our text above the image. Headline. Since I kind of wanted Granite Bay in the text, I'll just say, all right, edit that as appropriate. My Facebook pixel is working, and hit confirm, and you'll be off and running. All right, no rocket science, pretty easy to do, and yeah, you'll see actually on the landing page itself, there is a get your real-time actual home value now, right? Schedule a 5-minute on-site valuation now. So people can schedule, and people do, right, to have you come over. So yeah, that's there. All right. Can I discuss the pixel? I mentioned the pixel. Yeah, you have to rewatch the webinar. At the beginning of the webinar, first thing I did, one of the first things I did was I went and got my Facebook pixel and I put it into listings to leads. And I said, even if you're not doing anything with the pixel now, just get it into listings to leads, because that data that Facebook is tracking will come into use later, all right? So you can watch the recording and you'll see it in the recording in the first 5 minutes of the webinar. All right, any other questions? Let me show you here in my account. Notice I've got, all right, Granite Bay Property Valuation Plus week 1. Granite Bay Property Valuation Plus week 2. Week 3. We got a couple of week 4s. All right. And that way I know very easily when I come in here, well, here's week 1. I'll show you my week 2 landing page. New high sales price in Granite Bay. So I like to promote, you know, what listing has sold, what's the highest price listing of the last 4 weeks, right? Every second week. Every third week on my week 3 landing page, I come in here. And this is when I talk about how fast listings are selling. Because again, different people are going to be motivated by different things. And so I like to have different landing pages, right, that focus on, this might just be a holder, I may not have done anything, okay, what you're going to be home with now, right? You see it's a little bit different, right? That's using custom. What is the ideal number of target? You know, there's no ideal, but you know, if you're between 50,000 and a couple 100,000, typically for sellers, sometimes it's kind of hard to get that, you know, to even get 50,000. Like you'll see, for example, in here, Oh, that's the buyer. Let's go here for the seller. We're at the seller. It's 15,000. This is not uncommon for seller, right? 15,000, right? For a seller, yeah, because you're only going after homeowners. So if we were to take out the homeowner demographic, let's see what that goes to. So I'm going to take out homeowners here, and let's watch that potential reach of 15,000 and see what happens. So it almost doubled, right? 15 to 25. So, and if I'm going for buyers in this area, right, I don't want only people here, because well, people in and around this area may be looking to buy in the area. So we may have a much higher potential reach for a buyer ad than we would for a seller ad. Because for seller ads, right, there's no point in having people outside of the area even see my ad. So right from there, we go from plus 10 miles to current city only. So we went from 240 to 25,000. And then within people that live in this area, well, I don't need renters seeing a property value, an ad going for homeowners. So that's where I'm typing in homeowners demographics, and we go from 240 to 25 to 15,000, right? But there's no magic number like 123,000 for perfect number, right? I've seen people with 300, 400,000 do awesome. I've seen people with 15, 20,000 do awesome, right? But I think you got to look at, does that potential reach, right? Is that my area? Because if I play around with this a little bit more, check this out. Like if I'm in a larger city, I do Miami, Florida, right? It's defaulted me to 870,000 people. You will lose so much money running ads because Facebook is not going to have any idea who to show this ad to, right? So that's where you got to kind of be careful, right? So even if I do current city only, I'm still at 490,000. Right, so then I can start kind of playing around with different locations, right? So some of the stuff you're gonna have to kind of play around with for your area to kind of really whittle that down, right? All right, everybody, listen, I've gone way too long. I apologize for that. Hopefully, let me know in the mastermind group how it was. I will post the recording a little bit later today in the mastermind group, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.